Of course it's not fitting. Whoa. Spring is here, but not fully here yet. I'm still wearing a winter jacket and it's still freezing during the nights. But there are so many things I can do now. So I am fully prepared for when the real spring arrives. This is my first year with Homestead, and I have to be honest that there are so many things that I never thought of that I have to fix and get in order just in order to get any reward from this. And one of the things are that I want to grow my veggies, but since I have animals, they are most likely going to eat the veggies for me before the veggies are even growing. So I made a small fence here, hoping to keep these guys out of there. I honestly hope to make it very aesthetic, you know, the kinds of spots that you see online. But I have to admit that it's most likely just going to be a little bit more messy. At least Kobo is helping out, as the gentleman he is. One of the dogs decided to lay on her eggs, which is a little bit earlier than I expected. So now I have to fix it, because right now I just made a very not suitable solution to keep all of the other animals away from there. I know that the pigs will eat their eggs if they get the chance. So I really need to make a fence that's making sure that the pigs are not getting into her. And that was not a plan for now. That was planned for a few weeks from now, but let's go fix it. For now, I have this right here, and that's not really pretty or any kind of suitable, and she is laying in the corner over there. It's so weird to see her with this behavior, because usually they are just chaotic and running around, and now she's completely calm, and that's a little bit magical to see how the instincts are working. I found this table, kind of whatever, and it's not a perfect fit, or maybe it is. We'll see. I just hope that I'm not stressing her too much. I should be prepared for this before she was laying on the eggs, but nobody's perfect, okay? I fixed this morning. I need to refix it. I think that's better, because then it's most likely going to keep the goats out and the dogs. They can jump over, but I think that they won't. I don't know. So far so good. This is basically how I look every single day. So my incubator is running, and they are hopefully going to hatch next week. But I'm just going to make a candling to make sure that they are all alive. Oh, they are so filled. Now I can barely see anything. Oh, I see a little bit here. Can you see the movement? There's a little bit. I am a little bit nervous about this project because I never tried it before, and when you Google it, you get like a million different answers. So I'm really just hoping for the best and trying my best to make them hatch as safe as possible. We are entering a quite critical phase now because it's the last week in the incubator, meaning that there are alive ducklings in there, and I just hope that I don't make any mistakes. So we'll see if this is going to work out or not, but I really hope so. But first thing first, I need to prepare the place for them so I'm ready for when they get here. Then we're just crossing our fingers that the next week will run smoothly, I guess. I'm going to keep them here in this corner when they hatch because I'm able to sleep in here. And I'm most likely going to do that. I'm questioning my decisions right now because it's a little bit overwhelming that I'm in charge of someone's life. And I know that I am every day because I have almost 50 animals, but this feels different because they are going to be tiny. And I followed them every single step of the way. And that's just different. So I think I figured out a great solution to have them in this as a beginning because it's going to be easier to manage with the dogs and I can move them if needed. So if they're gonna go to the garden or so, I can just get someone to help me move the crate and I can take out the bottom to clean it because apparently it's gonna be a mess with ducklings. So yeah, right now I'm just moving the stable inside my house, which is also a little bit chaotic. It's very effective. I cannot wait to have small babies in here. They are chaos. So since the pigs and the goats are also having access to this part of the stable, during the daytime I need to make a food corner, so all of the food is going to be in here. So especially the pigs can't access because they will eat until they die. The goats are not bad, beside the fact that they're jumping on literally everything, so there's a good chance that they will take down the containers. So therefore I have to make this corner and I don't really know how to do it right now, but I guess I will figure that out. Of course it's not fitting. Whoa. I am not really happy right now. I just found out that the turning mechanism in the incubator stopped working. And even though I have been keeping an eye on it, I have no idea if this stopped working today or yesterday or 2 days ago. I just know that the eggs have not been turned the way that they're supposed to be turned. And the problem with that is that the ducklings are in risk of sticking to the shell. And right now my biggest fear is not that they are not going to hatch. My biggest fear is that they will be disabled when they get out, because I know that the other ducks won't accept them as part of the group if they are disabled. So I don't know if it's going to be a worthy life for them. But I'm not going to think too much about this. I'm not going to worry too much about this because it happened and I can't do anything to change it. I can just do my best from here. So now I will turn them manually and hope that this is a problem that happened today and didn't happen a few days ago, because then it's kind of critical. On top of that, we had a storm yesterday. So instead of spring preparations, I'm going to take care of all of the things that happened in this storm. So I'm gonna take a walk on the property and look at the damage. This is my apple tree. Doesn't look too good. Luckily, the damage is not as bad as I thought it would be, but I still need to take care of it, and I need to move all of the things that fell down. And yeah, that's probably what I'm gonna spend my day doing. At least I finished my food station, but the goats are still able to get in here and of course jumping on literally everything. But the good thing is that if they take down one of the containers, the pigs will not be allowed to get in here, and they are the problem, so I'm not worried. Okay, at least that's what I thought. This is a problem. I need to move this one in that container, and this is heavy as okay, nice with a helping hand. No, please don't. So far so good. Okay, ouch. Okay, happy homestead life, I guess. You are naughty. And the quails finally started to lay eggs. I was about to be afraid that they never would. This is the difference between a quail egg and a duck egg. One more of the ducks decided to lay on her eggs, meaning that there are 2 ducks on the eggs and then the ones in the incubator. So if everything goes according to plan, I will have a lot of ducklings this season. And last week I made a fence, so all of the animals are having this whole area to stay in during the day. I don't know if you can even see the fence, but it goes behind the tree line over here, and then I think you can spot the white fence down there, so they have a good amount of space, and I can make it bigger if it's needed, but for now it's pretty fine. I'm gonna fix everything, but for now I'm gonna go for a walk with the dogs because they need it and I need it. So today was not the kind of day I hoped for, but that's just part of the game. I think the worst thing about having a homestead is that you are not promised any results, you're not promised anything. Even the smallest mistakes can have a huge impact on the outcome, so it's just doing your best and hope for the best and hope that you get something out of it. But it's not the easiest lifestyle, but to me it's all worth it, because when you get something out of it, you value it so much more. And since this is my first year with a homestead, I'm doing all of the beginner mistakes. And I try to make the easy choices, but I think in the end there's no easy choices when it comes to growing things from the very start. We as humans are quite spoiled, and that's actually what I want to get away from, because I want to get away from the waste culture, and I want to get away from the no connection with the food culture. So this is basically why I'm doing it. And when I see how much time I spent on this and I didn't grow a single veggie yet, it's crazy, but I think this is what we're made for, and that's why it's making me so happy. One of the best ways to relieve stress is to lay on the ground in the woods, at least for me, and then to touch the nature. It's so calming and so amazing. I love it. I think it's so sad to think about how disconnected we humans became from nature and everything that's keeping us alive. So the sunlight, the trees, the water. We are busy living our hectic everyday life, and I refuse to be that. I refuse to be disconnected from all this here. The dogs and animals in general are my biggest inspiration, because they never unlearned how to love the nature. So whenever I feel slightly disconnected, I just look at them and do the same thing as they do. I'm going to climb a tree. Okay, that was more to prove a point, because if anybody saw that, they would most likely say that I'm weird and that I need help, while scrolling on your phone for 15 hours a day is somehow normal. It does not make any kind of sense. And in the end, I think we should never stop playing. We should never just grow up and live a boring life. We should keep exploring. We should be curious about ourselves and our abilities. And I think we grow old the day that we stop doing that. I'm done with the walk, and that's honestly one of the best things I can do if I experience any kind of stress or any chaotic situation. I go to the woods because it's moving my focus, and then I am reminded of all of the simple and very beautiful things in life.